Let's do it. AOT fans, we're back at it. Another fucking episode. See, people don't appreciate the real AOT fans. I'm a real AOT fan. I've been reading the manga, read it probably 10, 20 damn times. And y'all just catching on to the anime. But we're going to go ahead and go with the top 10 moments of Attack on Titan. Starting with number 10. Mikasa and Eren living in an alternative timeline. Fucking magical. One of the most beautiful things of all time. So Mikasa was always having these fucking headaches and just going crazy, losing her mind. And the reason was because she was living in two different like time zones. She was living in the era where like Eren actually did the Rumble, and then the other era, our timeline when Eren chose to live in the log cabin and basically wait out until Marley came to him. And it was so beautiful because it really showed Eren's like love for Mikasa. And so like it was such a tough thing to watch. Like Eren just bash Mikasa and just treat her badly and make her feel just terrible prior to the rumbling. But all during that time, they were living together like a couple and just enjoying life peaceful, like a true couple. And it was such a beautiful thing, especially when like Eren gets killed and then like she wakes up and she realizes he's gone and the holding of the head. It's just one of the most magical, like just pure human touching moments of all time. And I fucking loved it. That it got me to shed a tear too. Let's go to number 9. Eren talking to his buddies and his friends while they're building the railroad tracks about, I want you guys to have a long life and to live a good life. Like, so during this time, this is prior to Eren, like, basically going full rage mode and destroying the rest of the, going full Taki mode. Taki. Before he went Taki, there was a little brief period of time where, like, they just got some information and technology from the Eldians, or not Eldians, from the Marlians, and they're basically advancing the technology within Eldia. And on the island of Paradise, my apologies. And Eren's talking to his people, and they're talking about who's going to inherit your Titan. And John's like, I'll do it. And Ronnie's like, I'll do it. And all the people just say like, yeah, we'll do it. And then Eren sits down like with this somber look, and he's like, I don't want anybody to do it. I want you guys to have long lives, very beautiful lives. And it's like you realize Eren and his friends were the closest things to him. He never wanted to do any of this stuff. He wanted to live with them and enjoy time. And it's such a tearful fucking moment. This people don't understand how beautiful the emotional impact, because the character development. And once again, go back to the side character episode that I dropped, top 5 characters of Attack on Titan. Let's go to number 8. Kenny's talk with the Reese founder. So that was a very interesting. So this is a very impactful moment when Kenny is talking to Yuri. And basically, like, Kenny tried to do an assassination attempt on the king of the walls. And when he meets Yuri, he, like, tries to shoot him, throws a knife. Yuri catches the knife with his hand. And then they have this conversation where Yuri basically spares him. And he basically says, look, I apologize to everything I did to the Ackerman family. Like, I didn't want to, but it had to be done. And essentially, Yuri just pleads and cries to Kenny. And Kenny has, like, this revelation where he's like, you know what? I want to help you. I don't know why, but something about me tells me to just help you and try to get this done. And Kenny has a very impactful quote where he says, I never imagined there would be anyone in this world stronger than me. And that's powerful because Kenny was a fucking savage. Kenny was fucking that dog, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? So when Kenny's, like, it was basically just like these mortal enemies that basically came to meet each other, and they learned that they're both agonizing in pain. And he got Kenny to spark the idea that maybe he wants to be a Titan and see what Yuri sees. And it was a very impactful moment, like a very cool part of the series because we saw character development. And that's the thing about AO Titan. People can't really appreciate it as you go back and reread. It's the constant fluctuation and change of the characters over time. Like, it's such a fucking magnificent story development because he really put his time and effort into making sure each episode had driven plot points that advanced the story in like a more entertaining way and philosophical way that kind of made you think differently. So then we go to number 7, the true story of Ymir. One of the saddest goddamn stories that ever exists on the fucking planet. Jesus Christ, Ymir's life sucked. So she's a slave girl that basically gets captured after King Fritz basically takes over her people. And she gets caught letting the pig out. Everybody turns on her. They cut her eyes out, and then they have her run through the forest. And then she stumbles upon the I guess you would say the life, whatever that centipede thing is, attaches to her, and then she becomes a Titan. But she's still so slave minded because I guess maybe that thing was like the founding Titan, so it already knew how it was going to end. So she kind of just had to play her part. And basically, man, she lets herself die. She gets killed by a guy who throws a spear, and she gets eaten by her kids. And then she lives the rest of her eternity building titans in this infinite void known as the past. And that is just tragic. The poor girl. And her only sign of relief, the only time she came to life, where she finally was able to have like some type of joy, was seeing Mikasa kill Eren and then hug and kiss her before like she died. And that was just magical and beautiful. Just such a beautiful story. Dude, AOT is the best. Like, I don't know who else can tell you. AOT is the goddamn best. And let's go to number 6. Cougar's speech to Gresha. So as we know, Gresha became the Attack Titan before he went to the island of Paradise. But before that, he had a whole situation where he watched his whole entire comrades get killed and his wife get murdered and basically turns to Titans. And then with all that, as he's looking in despair with his fingers cut off and essentially ready to go die and basically end his life or become a Titan, a mindless Titan, he's then saved by this miraculous character named as Eren Kruger. Eren Kruger knows the Owl. So Eren Kruger turns to the Attack Titan. He basically explains the story. Look, my time is up. I did my 13 years. And then he basically gave him like the whole speech. Like, look, you chose to cross that border. When you decided to go into that land and lose your sister, that was the start of your journey. There's no turning back now. You must go. And he basically explains that Attack Titan is always pushing forward, always going forward, always going to his destiny to do what needs to be done. And then Kruger says the most gangster shit of all time. Yeah, you have to go save Mikasa and Armin. And Gresha's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then Kruger looks at him like, I don't know. Gang shit. That's hard. That's a hard line, man. Because the foreshadowing of it is so amazing. The foreshadowing of Attack on Titan, all time best. All time the best. Let's go to number 5. The top general, the greatest scout that ever exists. Erwin, giving his speech to Levi before he marches to his death. And he gets his death roar. So the scouts are stuck. They're stuck behind the wall of Shingiyama. They got the Colossal Titan on one side. They got Zeke bordering on the other side with all his fucking Titans. They got the Armor Titan basically sitting there. There's no escape. No escape. And Erwin's looking at the one thing he always wanted to see, the basement. His whole life, he wanted to find out the truth. And he gets so close. So fucking close. He's right there. He can literally see it. And he tells Levi, you know what, Levi? I'm truly a demon. I'm truly the devil. All these lives that I sacrificed, all the things that we have done, everything that we have done throughout this entire endeavor was just for the purpose of knowledge, just for my curiosity. I'm still that boy from school. My dad told me, what if there's life outside the walls? And I just wanted to ponder. I wanted to see that basement so bad. And Levi tells him, give up on your dreams and march into hell. And that was cold. Because Levi looked up, not Levi, but Erwin looked up and said, I know what needs to be done. And he gives a speech, they get the rally cry, and they march to fucking attack the Titan, the Beast Titan, Zeke. And that was all I wrote for Erwin. And it was beautiful because Erwin showed his true self. He had this still reserve. We for the first time, we saw the emotional side. We saw the real Erwin for the first time. And that's what made it so fucking brilliant, that scene, because we waited, because we had this image of Erwin as being this stone cold, calculated killer, calculated general who the mission is the only thing that mattered all time. And we all come to find out he's no different than the rest of us. He's selfish just like as everybody else. And it was amazing. Amazing to see. Amazing. 4. Bertho speech before the Battle of Shimigami. So there's a time, so they're getting ready for the War of Shimigami, whatever it's called, the Walls of Shimigami. I can't even say the damn thing. But basically, Bertho is flying through this, the city, and he's like, I'm at peace. He's like, I'm willing to accept whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I'm cool with it. And he's like, I have no qualms. I have no sadness. I'm just merely ready to accept whatever comes our way. And that little monologue, because Bertolt doesn't really talk much, but just to see that monologue of him like looking over the city, flying, getting ready to basically go to the final battle to see how this is going to end, and just getting his real character dialogue. And that's where the ALT really stands out, is when you get these hear the characters' inner monologue when they're thinking to themselves, because all these kids are going through so much trauma, everybody's going through so much crazy shit, and for them to be able to just experience and give their real thoughts in real time about what they're seeing, and for them to take the time to actually write these things out, magnificent, wonderful. It was one of my favorite scenes of all time. And that brings me to number 3. Erwin talking to Eren as they're getting ready to march, and Eren has his hood on. They're getting ready to go on the next mission. I think they're going out to, I want to say, going on the first scout mission where they meet the female Titan. They find out about the female Titan. And Erwin comes up and he looks to Eren. He says, "Who is the real enemy?" And that was interesting because Erwin was thinking way further past everybody else. He was like, the Titans are not really our enemy. There's somebody else who's not an enemy. It might be within our own scouts. And he already knew it was a trap. He knew he was setting up a trap to catch the female Titan. And it was fascinating to see that and hear it because he knew what was going on, but he was also could be considered who's the enemy within the walls, the king, these politicians, who's truly behind all this stuff that's making this stuff go as it is. And it was fascinating to just like experience that because it shows you how deep how deep Erwin was thinking, and it kind of sparked Eren's mind to some degree, because Eren was kind of still like a little crazy boy. He wasn't like the same character we saw yet, and so it was very interesting to see how these exchanges play out. Because man, it's just like this is a great show, man. Like I love talking about it. I could talk about this forever. And then let's go to number 2. Eren and Zeke meeting their father and watching how the events play out where Gresha kills the founding Titan and eats the body. So we come to find out the true events that occurred during that event where Gresha kills off the Reese's family, everybody except for Rod, and eats the tag Titan, or eats the founding Titan. And we all thought Gresha was just a monster that just went out and did it. But come to find out, the whole thing was planned by Eren. Eren was the one who manipulated his father into doing it by showing him certain visions. And the father says, "Are you sure, Eren? This is the only way?" He's like, "We came this far. Do it." Because Gresha threw the knife down and said, "No, I can't kill his kids. These are kids. These are women. These are innocent people that can't do anything. Why am I killing these people?" Eren's like, "Do it. Do it." And basically convinced his dad. And then like the dad came there and he could see Zeke and he could see Eren. And he's like, "Are you happy, Eren? Is this what needed to be done? Is this what needed to be done?" It was cold, man. Because like we realized, oh my God, there's so many levels to this story. Fucking amazing. And number 1, the top moment of Attack on Titan, the greatest moment to ever exist, in my astute opinion, as a common reader and avid fan. Eren and Armin walking through the paths in this time of space and going basically their dialogue they had prior to him being killed by Mikasa. So Eren takes the time and he's talking to Armin. They start off as little kids and they basically look at everything. They're walking, and they're just going through talking about everything that happened. Like, geez, Eren, this is all you do. And one of the most touching scenes is like when Eren's like, "I don't want Mikasa to find love. I miss her. I love her. Why? Why did he do this?" He's like, and then Armin punches him. Maybe he might find somebody, and he makes this fucking smile. And it's just funny because like it shows the true character of Eren. Because Eren was never the bad guy. He had to play a role. Like most of us got to play a role in life. Maybe we don't want to play that role, but sometimes we have to be certain characters for the life to succeed. Like for things to be able to succeed in life. So that was one of the most amazing aspects of like the show. Because like it just took you through all the different stages and gave you like flashbacks of them like in the Shinigami walls, then walking on the fire lakes, then walking on the ocean, and then them looking at the rumblings, seeing all the damage and everything. And Eren said, "I'll never be forgiven." And Armin asked, "Was there any other way?" He says, "Bro, this is the only way." And he's like, "I want you guys to live long lives, and you guys mean more to me than anything else in the world, especially Mikasa." And see, that's why Attack on Titan is the greatest. Because it was never about the fucking Titans. It was never about that. It was about love, friendship, sacrifice, and fighting. Fight for what you want. Fight for what you need in life. Appreciate you guys for listening. More videos coming on the way. So like, subscribe. Peace.